We just want to acknowledge Mother's Day first, don't we?
Oh, yes,
a
we
little
do.
bit. Happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there. And I just want to thank my son Archie for my little book of vouchers that they get them to make at school in Australia. That's just adorable. So I got
nice.
I got 1,000 hugs on a voucher. For some reason, only 5 special kisses, and some extra TV time where he won't be watching The Simpsons. So that's good, winning. And I mentioned my son Archie because
I was going to say, speaking of Archie,
someone's
pinched that name.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I was 8 years ahead of the curve there, obviously, because I'm like so ahead of the curve all the time. So the new royal baby is called Archie, which is great. I was excited. He was excited. Oh my goodness, it was joyous.
Who called it Bogan?
That's right. And this is what I want to say. So thank you, Susie O'Brien of the Herald Sun, who said that Archie is a dog bogan name. I mean, seriously.
You're off the pace there, Susie.
So what I'm going to do is every time I post a picture of my son on Facebook, I'm going to hashtag dog bogan Archie. I think we're quite proud of that title. Listen, I aspire to be a bogan. That's all good. No problem there.
What are we talking about today with People Are Strange?
Oh, it's something that's ticking me off, right? And I just...
I can hear a beef. Get the bull.
I want to know... There's no bull coming, is there? Just bull shotting. Prime
Minister Bull.
I want to know... Please tell me, boys, because I'm just going to ask some questions now and you're going to chime in, right?
Okay.
I want to know...
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious.
Okay.
Somebody tell me why couples go to restaurants to sit and not talk to each other.
Oh, now...
You've seen it,
yeah,
right?
and
We've
you know
all
what?
seen that.
I'm actually sometimes guilty of it.
Oh,
on the
come
odd
on.
occasion.
Oh, come
Tanya and I will
on.
go to dinner. Okay, Tanya and I will go sit down at dinner, but then all of a sudden it's that addiction. It is an addiction to social media. You pick up your phone and you go,
no.
here we are, and we
Eddie.
take a photo of each other.
Apologies to Tanya this
No,
morning.
that's not the same.
Love you,
no.
Tan.
No, that's not the same because you're doing business. I'm talking like I will be in restaurants and cafes, and it came to my attention because my teenage daughter would say, "Why is that married couple not talking to each other?" It's very painful.
Okay, fair enough.
You can
You
talk
can
a link
when you
of
put your
marriage.
phone down, you start having a conversation, obviously.
But you can see that they're uncomfortable in each other's company. Why? Why are they in a relationship? I don't get it.
I agree. I agree.
I have
They
a
have a
theory.
house together?
Do you want to hear my theory?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've always wanted my own talk show. Not I do obviously radio is my first love.
Yes.
But I do have dreams of having my own Australian talk show that obviously gets sold for large amounts of money in the UK.
Watch out, Neil Mitchell.
No, on television.
Oh, TV.
On the TV.
Because there's some interesting social sort of experiments that I want to analyse.
All right, okay.
And
Here
you're
we go.
having far too much fun,
Yeah, we
boy.
are.
Come on. So this thing, when I looked at this couple in the restaurant that weren't talking, and they were obviously
Okay.
doing okay, and they were in a nice
Must be
restaurant.
Carlton supporters.
And
Oh, stop it.
the same thing always pops into my mind, and it's a phrase that I like to think I invented. I didn't hear it anywhere else. But this thing in my head that just says career marriage, right? And I say that because, I'm not being sexist here. I'm sure it works the other way around. But usually it's some broke-ass chick that's married a rich guy, right? Yeah. So she can't stand him. And they're sitting there and they're not talking. And it's like, I've asked, I have friends that have done this. And I've said to them, like, why? Because they hate him. They hate the guy. And they said, well, so my children can go to private school. And I'm like, yeah, but your children with him, the man you don't like.
Sure.
That's what you want.
It's a mistake, I think.
Why? Are you just living for other people? You just care what strangers' eyes think when they look at you. Why? Why do you care about that?
I've got an idea on this. And that is because I think that for the couple who's been married for a while and just being silent in a restaurant and looking around them.
Yes.
The thing is, if they are going to start a conversation, they know they're going to fight. They don't want to fight in public, so they don't start any conversation.
Oh, that's very depressing. Kate.
Conversely, it could be that these two people are so comfortable in each other's company that they don't need to have a conversation.
No, Eddie, no, because if I go out to eat with you, which I'm going to do in a few minutes, or Pete, or Flo, or anybody else, I can barely get the food in for talking, and I don't believe that's just me. I know I've got a lot to say. I know. Don't look at me like that. Listen, I want to tell you women out there, there's a very famous French saying, marry for money and you will pay for the rest of your life.
I thought it was gitchy, gitchy, ya, ya, zaza.
It's the alternative French saying.
Right, you've got to find someone that drives you crazy and makes you laugh and challenges you and speaks to you in restaurants, for crying out loud. And you've got to be careful as well, ladies. I want to tell you about this story, and I only read about this yesterday. So there's a lady in New York City. Her name is Christina Carter Villa. And at 59 years old, she was married to a 90-year-old man. Well, she thought she was anyway. Yeah, exactly. Good luck with that one. Take the blue pill. Take the blue pill. So
Come back, Ed.
Gabriel, the 90-year-old, right, had married her 20 years earlier, and during their 20-year marriage, they'd had a lovely son, and he'd had children from a previous marriage as well. But that's lovely. They cemented their relationship with a son.
Is he in a mobility scooter?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, he looked pretty good in the photo, I've got to say. Anyway, married for 20 years. During that 20 years, he had a lot of illness. He was quite sick, and she was by his side, taking care of him, not smothering him with a pillow, trying to keep him alive, right? Because she loved him, and she believed that he loved her.
Yep.
And it was only recently when they went to sell their New York apartment and she noticed a few papers lying around that she realised that within a matter of weeks after she married him 20 years ago, he dissolved the marriage to protect his assets.
No.
Yes, computer said yes.
Oh, goodness
That is
me.
a shocker.
Clever dude.
Quickly, what was the age gap between Anna Nicole Smith and her husband?
A century.
I think it was similar.
It was sort of similar.
Yeah, century. Scary.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got to be careful, right?
So it's just out of interest, as an aside.
Marry for love, marry for lust, marry for fun. You know what? I've got better advice. Don't marry at all.